Okay, I have a garden hose set up to supply some water, and I want to keep it during the winter above ground for the time being until I get a chance to bury it. But I got heat tape on it. It's what everybody calls heat tape. And you can see it's taped along there to keep it as close as I can to the pipe and transfer heat from it. Well, let me tell you a little something about it. It's a ice guard, ice melt for roofs, which runs way too hot. I'm going 120 feet and I'm using about 1,000 watts on it, 900 and some, almost 1,000 watts. Well, that's way too much, and it's way too much heat for a pipe like this. Okay, now I have to run a thermal switch. This one is set to close, make contact at around 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So maybe just below that. So it will effectively keep things from freezing when it gets down below 40 degrees. It'll turn that heater on and keep my pipes from freezing. But if it goes above that, it shuts itself off, and I'm not wasting electricity when I don't need to be worried about freezing. So I got this little nightlight thing. There's a cadmium sulfide cell that tested for light, and then you can plug this in and plug a lamp in or whatever you're going to use, and that way at nighttime it would turn on. Well, I'm going to get rid of all the circuitry in there and just use this container for my thermal switch. So I'm going to get rid of the components off of this board. I don't need any of that extra stuff. Now I have some twin lead, what people call lamp cord, only this is 14 gauge, so 14.2, and I'm gonna run this out to the thermal switch and run it back in here to turn this. You have the input, turn the output off and on. So I'll plug my heating device in to the outlet here. And I'm not going to be pulling much more than 50 watts, already measured, for that heater to keep it above freezing. At the worst case, in the middle of winter, maybe I got to turn it up a little bit to, close to 100 or something like that. But I don't think I'm going to have to. I was reading, around 60 degrees, 64 degrees, using that device set at about 30 volts. So with a 30 volt input, I was producing about 50 watts. So there you go. That's what I'm going to do now. I just got to get rid of these components off of here. So I'm going to get my soldering iron heated up and get them off of there. Okay, I have my thermal switch soldered together. Now I need to take the other end, and I have about a 12-foot piece of wire, and I'm going to hook this up so that, like I said, the input doesn't go straight to the output, but it goes through this switch. So this output will be switched. The only reason I'm using this is because it's convenient for me. You could just as easily take any plug male and female, and just put this in between there to switch the power off or on. That's it. So I got all the components off. I'm just going to clean this up a little bit so that nothing can short out. Then I'm going to wire this up in such a fashion that it'll connect that output. Pretty simple. Okay, so here it's done. I'll plug this into power. This goes through the switch. I need to insulate yet. Put some heat shrink on it and such. And it'll be the output. So input, output, and it'll be switched by a thermal switch. Thermal snap switch. So once this goes down below 40 degrees, about 38 degrees I think it's really set at, it'll trip. This will be energized and my power will go on for my heat tape on my water line. Pretty simple. Okay, I have a very old can of air, some duster, spray, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to test this for continuity. You can see the one leads on the input, the other leads on the output. It's an open circuit right now, and I'm going to turn my can of air upside down and freeze this surface. Won't take long. There you go. You can see it's making contact. Now, when this warms up, okay, all I got to do is warm it up with my fingers. And wait a minute. There it goes. Disconnected. So when it's freezing, it'll turn on, run my heater. Once it warms up, it'll shut off. Now I just have to put this in the appropriate place for testing the actual hose for temperature. And that's it. I got it waterproof with some silicone tape, that self-stick rubber stuff, I don't know, whatever it's called. And made sure I got a little glue up in here just to make sure the water won't get in, moisture. That should work. I got 12 feet to the plug, so I should be able to go outside and have the plug inside. There we go. That's how to do it. Okay, this is a motor controller, and it's supposedly 110 or 220 and 4,000 watts. Yeah, I know. It's probably not. But if it'll do 100 or a couple hundred, that's all I need. Actually, I got 900 watts out of it on my meter. I have a watt hour meter, and I had it on there, and it seemed to work just fine. Anyway, this is the power plug for the heater on the water line. Okay, and this is what I was using to regulate the voltage going to it so that I could turn the heat down on it. So right now it's set at 26 volts. Okay, but there's you know, a nice adjustment range for running that heater. It seems to work just fine. So I have the heater plugged into this. Now what I'll do is I'll put the thermostat on here and turn this whole unit on as is, off and on, when it's cold, when it gets warm, cold, you get the idea. So that's how I'm doing that. But this is a nice little unit. I picked it up straight from Chinaman, and I just moved it now. But yeah, once it's set, then there we go, somewhere around there. That's all I need. It'll run about 50 watts there, and that's just plenty to make it warm. I don't want to make it hot. I just want to make it above freezing. That's all I need. So I'm not going to run it full temperature and worry about it melting the pipes or anything like that, you know. So that's what I'm doing to regulate it. Works good. I've done this before, actually, so it works good. The temperature switch that I made really is no different than what they have on a normal heat tape. There's your temperature switch. It's the same actual switch that I used, just encased in rubber. So I'm doing nothing different, nothing crazy. Now what we have here is that heat tape coming up through. I have a filter on that water line, and the heat tape is wrapped around it just kind of loosely, but it's enough that it's going to warm it up, keep that from freezing, and up in here and up into the valve and some of the goings on there. So everything here should stay warm and keep from freezing. As long as the switch works and it goes off and on, this should all be warm enough to keep from freezing. So that's how I'm doing it. The water line comes up into this filter, and then filter goes in to the rest of the plumbing. It'll work.